Hi there, I'm Larry Plumley, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this first episode, I want to tell you about my plans I have for a bike tour this summer. This bike tour is something bigger than I've ever attempted before. Those of you that know me know I enjoy bicycle riding, and I have done several cross-state bike tours. I've twice ridden across Iowa, once across Oklahoma, and once across my home state of Arkansas. Now, all those were what are called supported tours, meaning that there was someone who drove along on a vehicle and hauled all of our camping gear, and that way we were able to just ride on our real lightweight road bikes. But on this trip, I'll be going just by myself. It'll be a totally self-supported ride, and I'll be riding on my new touring bike. Now, a touring bike is a little different from a road bike. This particular one is a Salsa brand, a Marrakesh model, and they're made a lot different than a regular road bike. A bike like this is a little heavier duty than a road bike. It's not going to set any speed records. It's made more for carrying heavy weight. I think it probably has like more spokes in the wheels. I know definitely it's lower geared, which means it's made more for climbing hills with a heavy load. And there's several other things that they put on a tour bike like this that makes them a little more suitable for doing bike touring. A lot of people have been asking me, well, how long do you plan on being gone? Well, quite frankly, I don't know. My plan is just to go and see how far I can go. I know the last thing I have booked on my photography calendar is on June the 8th, so sometime after then I'll be leaving, and I don't have anything booked after then. Now, I am not retiring. I'm not closing up my studio. But right now I'm just not booking anything after that date because I don't want to have a deadline as far as when I have to be back home. But I want to take off, and I might be gone a week and a half. I told my wife I might get out in the middle of Kansas and call and have her come and get me because I just didn't want to go any farther. Or I might be gone a year and a half. I kind of doubt that, but I have kind of mapped out places I'd like to go and things I'd like to see. But, you know, I might do that over a period of a few years, just doing it a few months at a time. But right now I'm not really ruling out anything. My goal right now is to take off riding at my driveway and ride to a beach. That's something that's always kind of been on my bucket list. And in this case, I want to head towards the northwest corner of the United States. And the plan is just to ride until either I've seen everything I want to see or until it's just not fun anymore. A lot of people ask me, well, why do you want to do a trip like this? Well, one of the things that is most fun about a long bike tour is you get to meet a lot of really interesting people. I've always found it fascinating when I've been out riding to see people and stop and visit with them. And, you know, I think a lot of people are just kind of lonely and they enjoy talking to others. So, you know, you run across these people and ask them some questions and you can hear some very interesting stories. But also, as a photographer, I'll enjoy getting out and taking a lot of photos. I really enjoy doing an online travel journal. At the end of this video, I'll send you a link to that so you can check that out. But hopefully daily I'll be able to update that and tell you what I've done and where I've been and post some photos. And then too, I'm trying to kind of learn this whole YouTube thing. Hopefully it won't take me 5 or 6 attempts to get a good video on the road like it has trying to record this video. But if all goes well, maybe once a week be able to do a YouTube video. So anyway, that's kind of all I want to tell you for now. So let's take a look at the maps and kind of see where we're going to be going. There is an organization called Adventure Cycling, and they have a lot of resources for people that want to do bicycle touring. This is their website, adventurecycling.org, I believe is what it is. But one of the things that they have that a lot of cycling tourists use, and something I want to look at, is their routes and maps that they offer. They have mapped out well over 40,000 miles of roads in the United States and trails that are suitable for bicycle riding. The trail I'm interested in riding is what they call their Transamerica Trail, and it actually goes just about 80 miles or so north of where I live. Here you can see it's the orange route. Goes just north of Springfield, Missouri. The blue route is what's called the Route 66 route. But anyway, I will probably ride my bike up and at some point get on this Transamerica Trail and head west. Now, it goes across southern Kansas, And here you can see is that section of road that shows you where it goes, the towns that it goes through. Now, the really interesting thing about these maps, they're a little different than just a regular road map. Every one of these little towns that you go through, it will kind of give you a little overview and tell you things about restaurants in that town, maybe hotels, if there's a bicycle shop. And then also it tells you places you're allowed to camp. Most of these little small communities, from what I understand, they will let you camp in a city park. And then it may give you a phone number of where you need to call, like the local police department, and just check in and let them know that I guess you're not a homeless person or something looking for a place. So anyway, you can see here the route across southern Kansas. And then you go over, and then from Kansas you cross over into Colorado, all the way over into Pueblo, and then a little ways after Pueblo, as you can see, it kind of turns north. I'm not sure exactly why. This may be to miss some of the Rocky Mountains. I'm not sure, but you can see there it goes north up through Colorado all the way into Wyoming. And then once you get in Wyoming, it kind of goes in a little more northwesterly direction. As you can see right there past Moran, you can take a little detour and go down to the Grand Teton National Park. And then you go back up north again and you end up going through Yellowstone Park. And once you're past Yellowstone, then you cross over into Montana. And you can see there the route, the various towns that you go through Montana, all the way up to Missoula. Now, Missoula just so happens to be the headquarters of the Adventure Cycling Organization, and I think most people that go cross country end up stopping in and visiting them. Seems like I've heard a rumor maybe they give you free ice cream. I think maybe they take a photo of everybody that stops in. And then once you get to Missoula, Montana, it kind of heads back in a westerly and a little bit south direction. Now, if I get actually this far, I probably won't cross over into Oregon at that point. Just looking at this map here, maybe past, I'm guessing, Cusquia or somewhere down in that area, you can see just west of there is the state of Washington. And we do have several relatives that live in Washington State. So I'm thinking I might want to make a little detour here and maybe drop in and see them. And then actually head on up to the northwest corner of the United States. And looks like, looking at this map, the town of Blaine, Washington is about as far north and west as you can go without getting in a boat. So that's kind of my ultimate destination. And then once you get there, this route is what's called the Pacific Coast Trail. But we'll not go into details on that right now. The main route I want to ride for now is this Trans-America Trail. Now, a lot of people have asked me where I'll be staying and things like that. I will be taking a tent with me, and most of the time probably camping out, because there are a lot of places to camp. Like I say, most of these small towns have city parks or some place that they allow camping. There's also what's called hostels. I've never actually been to a hostel, but just from the photos I've seen, I think they're probably like a little dormitory. The ones that I've seen the photos of were like little wooden bunk beds where you kind of roll out your sleeping pad and sleeping bag, and it's kind of a community type sleeping arrangement. I think maybe they usually have a kitchen maybe and maybe a bathroom facility. So that's another option. And then from what I understand, there are actually some of the churches along these popular routes that will let traveling bike tourists stay in their fellowship halls. And then my wife and I are members of an organization called Warm Showers, and that's an organization that connects traveling bike tourists with people that are willing to let them stay in their home or maybe camp in their yard. And so I think maybe there will be, in some instances, I will be in an area where a Warm Showers host might be an option. And then too, I do have some friends and acquaintances and relatives. It's going to be kind of few and far between, but that's another option that I'll be able to rely on. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I would like to ask if you would like to subscribe and like my channel. If you look somewhere around the outside here, I don't know, this is my first video, so I'm not sure where it's at, but somewhere there's a place that you can click to subscribe and like my channel. I think there's probably a little bell that you can click on somewhere, and that means you'll be able to get notifications anytime I make an upload. And I'm planning on doing some more videos before I leave on my trip, kind of tell you a little bit about how I'm preparing and how I'm training, and I've got several more things to do. My bike, I've got a few things that needs to be done to it before I take off on a trip. So anyway, do that, and then also down in the comment areas, if you want to send me some words of encouragement, that would be helpful, or any questions that you might have. But anyway, again, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and just want to remind you that when you're out there on the highway driving, watch out for those bicycles. Thank you.